Hello everyone, my name is Paula and this is Room for Jesus. The third parable in this playlist is also known as the parable of the mustard seed. It's a very short parable, but I think there are quite a few lessons that we can learn from it. Jesus did not explain this parable, and I think he purposely left it open so that we could get different interpretations of it. As long as we remember that our interpretations must agree with the rest of the Bible, or at least not clash with the rest of the Bible. Okay, so let's read from the King James Version, Matthew chapter 13, verses 31 and 32. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all seeds. But when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs, and becometh a tree, so that the birds of the air come and lodge in the branches of it. So the parable is quite short and ends somewhat abruptly, but here are some of the interpretations. The simplest interpretation is that the man is Jesus, and he plants the seed, which is the gospel, and that grows into a tree with branches. This is the church. And then believers, that's the birds, believers can come and find rest for their souls. Another interpretation is that the man in the parable is God the Father, who plants his seed, his son, in the ground, buried. He, when he is risen again, becomes a tree, and again, believers can come and find rest in his branches. And the third interpretation is where the man is each human being. Each human being hears the gospel, plants it in his own heart as a seed. So the seed is still the gospel, but each person is going to plant the gospel in their hearts, and that will turn into a nice little tree in which other people can come and find rest. One interpretation that I particularly like, which stretches the story a little bit, but I don't think it's stretched too much. So this interpretation is that it's an individual ministry that God plants. God is the man. The little seed is a ministry that he gives a person. The person takes the seed and plants it wherever he lives. So it may not be planting a church, but particularly, and not every ministry turns into a church. You can have other forms of ministry. And sometimes we complain because God has given us such a small seed. But if we plant the seed that God gives us, it will turn into a sizable tree. It may not be a mega church like an oak tree, but it can be a nice mustard tree that's about 9 or 10 feet or 3 meters tall. So we shouldn't complain about the little seed that God gives us. And when our tree is fully grown, others can come and find comfort in it. Now, the other thing that I thought of is that not all birds are good birds. So when we have a ministry, we need to ask God for the wisdom to deal with the birds that will come to our ministry so that we will not have any unpleasantness happening, Some people can be difficult to work with, but if we ask God for wisdom, then he will give it to us, and we will be able to deal with whatever birds may come to our ministry for comfort. So yeah, there you go. Maybe you have some interpretations of your own. You can leave a comment if you like. That would be nice. I listen, I read all the comments, and I answer them. So, okay. Talk to you next time. Thank you for being with me today. Goodbye, and God bless you.